While I was editing my Huntsville State Park 2024 video, I saw something, and some eagle-eyed viewers caught the same thing. In the scene where I'm backing into the campsite, you can clearly see the passenger side brake light and the driver's side reverse light isn't working. Follow along with me while we get this fixed.
Living in a van down by the river, singing loud. No times, no change, just the rolling clouds. Freedom tastes real sweet when you're nothing to give. Living in a van down by the river's where I live, where I live.
While I was troubleshooting, I took the housings out and discovered the problems. They're socket related. The reverse light socket is rusted up, it's corroded, it's not making good contact. The driver's side socket, the plastics are crumbling apart. They just need to be replaced. So I went online, I looked for the reverse light socket, and this is the item that was recommended. This is Dorman item 84765. This says it's used with a 3157 bulb. The reverse light bulb is a 3057. The 3157 it uses the same base kind of as the 3057. The 3057 is just a single function bulb. The 3157 is a multifunction. I know this will work to replace that stop and brake and tail bulb socket, which is falling apart. This should work. All the application guides say this works for the reverse light bulb. I don't know. If this is going to fit and work, I'm actually going to go ahead and replace all of the bulbs in the tail light housing. The tail and stop bulb, the reverse light bulb, and the turn signal bulb. I want all of them working perfectly. I ran out of dielectric grease when I did the LED bulb conversion. I think that's where I caused myself some problems with the corrosion. I went to Amazon. I got myself this little tiny tube, and mind you, you just need a little itty bitty dollop, just smear on the contacts. This is BTAS multifunction silicone grease with PTFE, dielectric, waterproof, lubricating and sealing. Dielectric just means that it'll allow, it doesn't interfere with the circuit. So a tube like this for your average home shade tree mechanic, this thing will last you probably 20 years. The tube's going to fall apart before you're done using all of it. That's why I got the small tube. The socket is just a socket. On these Fords, the socket and pigtail are separate. There's another connection right here. The pigtail just clicks into this. I have to be very careful about taking that pigtail off so I don't break the ears off of it. We're going to go ahead and we're going to start with the brake light bulb. I actually got the brake light working again. I want to replace it though because I don't trust it. And we're going to try those reverse light bulbs. If the reverse light ones work, we're doing great. I'm going to start on the passenger side, move on to the driver's side. So why don't we go outside, set this camera up on a tripod, and I'll show you the process. as you saw, I don't have a reverse light on the driver's side. And what you didn't see was the socket for the tail and brake bulb on the passenger side is bad. It's crumbling apart. We're going to replace those today. Let's show you what I'm going to use, and then we'll do a close-up, and we'll okay, for starters, I've got a cordless drill with a Phillips bit. I have a magnetic screw catch pan. I should mention I've replaced the original screws in the taillight housings. They used to be Torx bits. They were rusted up and crudded up, and I couldn't find replacements, so I just used Phillips. We have some Dorman 84765s. These are the replacement sockets, allegedly. We're going to have to test that and be sure, but that's what the parts guide says. And we have our tube of dielectric grease. Let's get after it. So first thing we have to do is remove the 4 screws. There's one there, one there, one there, one there. Set our drill to counterclockwise. There we go. There's the first. And I'm going to do these crisscrossed so I'm somewhat evenly removing pressure. Now to get these started back on, I'm going to go back into the shop and I'm going to get a standard Phillips head screwdriver just to start the screws because I don't want to cross thread them. And pop the assembly out. Rotate and pull. And you see these have these ears on them. Those ears are very fragile and may break off. Oh, good Lord. Let's take the bulb out. Yeah, there's all kind of crud in that socket. I'm going to have to clean this bulb out or put a new bulb in because it is definitely crudded up. But there we go. There. Okay. Let's see if this socket fits. This, the new socket has 3 pins. The original has 2. It may not fit. We're gonna find out. It does not fit. Okay, so I'm gonna have to clean this. I'll be right back. We've got the corrosion sanded off, washed off with some contact cleaner. I've applied dielectric grease and to the socket. Reinstall the bulb. Make sure it's seated properly. Put it back in the pigtail. I'm going to need to replace this pigtail, but let's see if it works. would be a no. Okay, here we go. Yep. There we go. Okay, we have light. Not real reliable, so the contact's not great. It works intermittently, but it's not right. I'm going to order the pigtail, the socket, and new bulbs. This one here is just a socket replacement, or at least lube this socket up. The fun part is finding the space that it comes out of. That's not it. That's not it. That almost felt like it. There it is. This one just needs to be lubed. So let's just lube it. I've got the dielectric grease in my hand, and we're just going to apply a little blob. There, 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 there. There's nothing wrong with that socket. As a matter of fact, that socket looks like it's been replaced at one time. I have dielectric grease applied liberally to the bulb. And we are there. B 13411. The turn signal socket is the same as the reverse light socket, so I need to get different ones of those. Okay, now it's just reassembly, lather, rinse, and repeat on the other side. So I got the passenger side done. The driver's side, I've got the wrong sockets. Now I need to find the right sockets because the application guide said all of those sockets were the same. Obviously, they're not. I figured it just would have been a pinout difference. It's a completely different socket, so back to shopping I go. But the important bulbs that are supposed to work, that keep me street legal, are there. I just want that driver's side backup light working, make me a little safer backing up in the dark. So we'll get that one going. It's just going to take another order or two to get it sorted out. We obviously had one issue with parts that's going to keep us from finishing this job today. Mind you, that's why I share this with you. I want to show you not only the stuff that goes right, but the stuff that goes wrong. So even though the application guide says that these sockets fit all three positions on the rear assembly, obviously they don't. So we're going to get back online. I'm going to try to cross-reference the part number that's actually in the van, and because the turn signal sockets and the brake light sockets are exactly the same. I'm going to see if I can't source up those pigtails and we'll have a good go at it. If I can't source up those pigtails, I do have some adhesive sealant tape that I can use that's meant for coaxial cable, but it should hold these together just fine. I just need to make sure that I don't have water intrusion and that the pigtail stays on the socket. So it may not be perfect, may not be the way Ford intended it, but it will definitely work. So keep on following along. Thank you for watching my video. I really appreciate your support. Like I always tell you, get out there, be productive, be busy, be safe, but most of all, be blessed. I'll talk to you later.
But here by the river, I feel like I'm alive. Nature's heartbeat makes you remember why. Living in a van down by the river, singing loud. No ties, no change, just the rolling clouds. Freedom tastes real sweet when you're nothing to give. Living